Okay, so next we're going to be making a pizza dough, and this is something you can do on the weekends, weekdays. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes to get it together. I'm going to show you how to do it today, and then it takes about 1 to 2 hours to let it rise. I typically let it rise for like 4, 5, 6 hours sometimes. It can go as long as you want it to go. It's not a problem. But the shortest you can let it go before it rises completely is about an hour. So let's get started. All right, so you're gonna need a cup of lukewarm water. You're gonna put that into a bowl. And then you're going to need 1.5 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of sugar. Now the granulated sugar feeds the yeast, so you do need this. And then 2 teaspoons of yeast. This yeast, the yeast we get in Germany, well, yeast here is called Hefe, so you can get that at the supermarket. And then in the US, you're gonna look for active dry yeast. And this is a 2 teaspoon package. So I'm gonna put the whole package in. Okay. So you just can kind of swirl that with your finger easily. All right. Now I use a food scale when I'm measuring things out like flour from baking. So I have my bowl on a food scale. I'm gonna zero the scale. If you don't have a food scale, you can just put 3 cups of flour into the bowl. The flour that I'm using is type 0 pizza flour. You can get this in the US as well. And the type 0 is just lighter, it makes a lighter crust. And so you're gonna put in 380 grams of flour. I'm just looking at the food scale. We're at 363, there we go, 380. Okay, and then using your hands, your clean hands of course, you're going to just incorporate the flour into the water. Now, in the recipe, it calls for taking the dough out of this bowl, putting it on a floured surface and kneading it. I try to be efficient in the kitchen and not use too many things to have to wash, because who likes washing dishes? So I'm gonna actually just knead it in the bowl. So once all the flour is incorporated into the water, it's a bit shaggy, as you can see. There's a bit of stuff sticking to my fingers. It's totally fine. Then use the heel of your hand and just knead the dough for about 2 to 3 minutes until it's a nice smooth ball. If it's a bit sticky, mine's a little bit sticky, I'm just gonna add in a little bit more flour. Don't worry, you can't really mess this up. The only thing you can do to mess this up is make the water too hot, which will just kind of kill the yeast. So just make sure the water's lukewarm. And just knead away. Over kneading will be a problem as well. So really try to cap it around 2 to 3 minutes. Honestly, sometimes I do less, which I'll probably do in this video. You might be hearing my daughter's musical toys in the background. Okay, so after the dough has been kneaded, it should be a nice ball like this. And you're gonna want to put olive oil in the pan, or in the bowl. Just coat the bowl with olive oil. You can also add the olive oil to the dough itself. I honestly forgot to do that on this one, which is fine. But you can put some olive oil into the water in the beginning of the first step. The recipe will be in the link below. And then you wanna really let this rest in the warmest place you have in the house. So that could be, or apartment, flat, that could be your kitchen where there's an oven on, or it could be by a sunny window. And then you just want to cover it. And then take an elastic And I make that kind of nice and tight. And that's it. And so let that go, as I said, for about at least an hour, and then you can, once the pizza dough is ready, it should be about double in size, nice and puffy, and then you can store that pizza dough in the fridge for a week, or you can put it in the freezer for up to a month. And this amount of pizza dough will make 2 big pizzas or about 4 personal pizzas.